land in a state in the first place.
There is no loss in real estate if you have a calculated and do your diligent check. There are no losses. So if you have your money, instead of keeping in the bank account, 1 million naira in bank account last year, the value of that 1 million naira can only be equal to 100,000. So what if you took your 1 million last year and put in land? That money would have given you at least another 1 million on top now if you have bought in a good place.
Food, clothing, shelter are the basics for mankind. The deficiency of these can have adverse consequences on the overall health and well-being of an individual. Several people around the globe are living without a proper accommodation. Like most countries around the world, Nigeria has several people who are homeless. Approximately 24.4 million homeless people live in Nigeria. These homeless population are people who live on the streets, in cars, uncompleted buildings, or hanging with others. In Benue, the most homeless people are living in internally displaced camps, shabby structures, slums, or are simply sharing homes with other people. A couple of factors like persistent population growth, unplanned rural to urban migration, insurgency, high unemployment rate, lack of social housing, fraud, and flooding are responsible for this problem.
Naturally, Makurdi is located on a lowland. Most of this lowland, we have the river there. Most of these waters drain from up into this place. That's where the flood problem comes. If they had given a proper planning in Makurdi as of then, most of these areas along the river bank and areas that are subjected to flooding are not supposed to be, they are marked for development as plots or for development. Generally, they would have allowed these areas in their natural state, and they should have been used as buffers for the flood, and again used as areas for farming rather than being earmarked for residential areas.
With an increasing population and urbanization growth rate estimated at 4 to 5% per annum, Nigeria's social housing efforts are insufficient and expensive, hence beyond reach of the average person and those beyond the poverty line.
Keep on building. Landlords keep on building. Even for the welfare of Makurdi and then the betterment of those of us who are still coming. Build these houses and mitigate the suffering in town. Because there are no houses, Makurdi inhabitants are suffering from the hands of the landlords, the few landlords we have in town because of the high demand that is on rented apartment now. So the more landlords we have in town, the lesser the demand for houses, and then the lesser the rent fee.
So in one of my trips to Makurdi about 2 years ago, before we started this project, we had challenges where to sleep. I think there was a program, so the few hotels that we wanted to sleep with my team, we couldn't have them, and the other ones were not really meeting up to what we want. And we say, why am I going to complain? Why don't you do something?
Saddled with the responsibility of managing urban centers, the Benue State Urban Development Board are working on several layouts to help create an enabling environment for urban communities and investment opportunities in real estate.
We're supposed to create the layouts. We're supposed to plan the cities, create very good layouts for the community. And every layout you're supposed to create is supposed to be functional. It's supposed to be safe for those inhabiting the layout. It's supposed to be convenient for the people you are planning the layouts for. And lastly, it's supposed to be beautiful.
Doing a layout, you discover that we have what we call facilities within the layout. It is expected that if you're staying within a particular area, you should be able to access some services, such as clinics, schools, churches. These are some of the facilities that when a layout is being done, and then some little commercial places, it's expected that they should be within the area for easy access.
Real estate investment involves buying, leasing, or developing a property for the purpose of generating higher returns on investment. This could be in any area of real estate.
When the word real estate is mentioned, most people think it's all about land, but it's more than land. The properties you have acquired or you have created, because land ordinarily has nothing on it. You get something done or result into something. So real estate has to do with the buildings, whether or other materials attached to either man-made or natural features. And then in real estate we have about 5 different types of real estate. We have the residential, which is mostly where the one we are common with. Because most times we sleep in our homes. Definitely everybody has somewhere he or she resides. And then we have the commercial, where it talks about the offices, where interaction takes place on a daily basis. And then we have the industrial, which takes the processing takes place in the industrial areas. And then we have the bare lands. The bare lands, when you look at it, we also talk about the grazing land, which can be termed as agricultural land uses, because it involves the farming too. And then we have the special areas, where we talk about the cemeteries and then mineral sites. They are also special areas.
The statement by Robert Kiyosaki that those who control real estate control the world is true, as the top rich real estate developers in the world are all on the Forbes list of billionaires. The hospitality and real estate industries are among the most lucrative businesses globally. Benue sons are taking the lead to venture in this wealthy sector.
Being the son of the soil is it's one of my passion to really bring investment as an individual or as a group of people. God helping us, we have traveled far and wide across the globe, and these are the kind of things we yearn for, to see when we comes around. And sometimes people don't want to stay in a regular hotels where there's so much crowd and so much activities going on. You need your privacy. So we designed this thing for people that really want privacy. It's a luxury brand. So everything that you're going to see here is luxury. Services is going to be luxury. The facility that we install here are luxury. And we don't want to go down on our standard for anything. And we want to see to the effect that Benue State is known not just for the food basket, but for a home of tourism.
Our vision of coming to Benue is to see that the Benue youth, the women and the less privileged will find their footing in real estate. And if you look at Benue, most people shy away, saying that it's not one place where they can come invest or do real estate. But we decided that no, there are a lot of people in Benue who can do real estate effectively. There are people who, if empowered, will even do more than we see happening in Lagos, Abuja, and the rest places. For those who know, Benue is endowed with rich natural resources, human resources, and you just name it. So our coming to Benue was truly inspired by the fact that these talents, these skilled people, these people who are backward can be pushed, to becoming elites in society.
And real estate came to me by chance, and somebody needed to get land in my village, and then mentioned it to me, and then I contacted somebody. After everything, after the deal, I got my 30,000. I was like, is this serious? Is it happening? Then the motivation came in, and I started talking to people about real estate and then why they should get plots of land like that. I going into social media, I was even scared to even start posting online. People will tag me or this land sell and all those things. I weighed this thing, and then I came to my senses like, so why are you not starting? Do you have any apology? Why not start? And then I made my first online post. Like as expected, people started saying, "What? This man, you have started selling land. My course made my school. I've been a comrade and in school and all that." Then the question came in like that, but I was able to soar above those challenges. Nobody at the point now, there is just nobody will see me off social media and will not talk about land with me. They have known me as Orutenya. They have known me as that land agent. Everybody knows me about that, and I'm proud to be that real estate agent now.
With a plan for investing in this sector, there are important things to consider.
God, the issue of fake title documents, I see of all, there's not much in Benue State. We thank God for that. Most of the times in other areas, these fake COOs always lead to people developing illegally. Because if you use a fake COO and it's discovered, the person that owns, the real owner of the COO, the land comes up with his own COO, definitely they'll remove such a structure. For you to avoid having your structure as an illegal development, always seek for permit. To seek for permit, you bring your documents, what your proposal, what you intend to do on that land. We scrutinize it, we check a lot of things. If it meets up with the requirement, we'll grant you a permit. Right? The proposal will be approved for you to carry out your development. And I always tell people, that approval you're having is a great weapon to you that nothing can ever happen to you. The moment you have that approval, I assure you, nobody will, will remove your structure. If he is removing your structure, he does that at an expense.
Becoming a recognized realtor involves a process of training and certification. Unlike global real estate markets, where you need a license to operate, the Nigerian market is dynamic because it is regulated. Practitioners do not necessarily need a license to get started. While this comes off as an advantage, being registered adds credibility to the practice. Most people who intend to invest in this sector require the services of a real estate agent. So, what should you look for in a real estate agent?
A lot of people ask me about what they should know about real estate. How would they know that this property they are buying is genuine and everything? I tell you that while doing business, land business, try and contact a real estate agent. Contact an agent. Most times people are scared about what they will give to agent, not knowing that the more you not go to a recognized body, you are more at risk of being scammed. You can meet anybody on the street and they start telling you about land, they own land. But one thing I also advise business people coming into real estate is that even as you know me as your agent, don't depend on what I'm telling you. Try to ask me to present to you what title this property has. If it is allocation paper, I should be able to give it to you. If the house sales agreement where there is no layout, I should be able to tell you that this is what is here. And if it is with all these things, don't be too stingy to do your own verification using your resources. Go to Ministry of Land, do your background check. You understand? Go to Ministry of Land if it is on allocation paper. Every land that has allocation paper in Makurdi has been captured by the Ministry of Land. They should be able to tell you who owns this land or what stage. Has it a C of O? You understand? Or has there been a file open in this particular property? And then you should be able to know. From there, you should be free to transact at that point. If you're not convinced, you can withdraw.
Like any other business, the real estate industry has challenges.
Every good venture comes with its own challenges. For you to be successful, you'll be ready to see challenges. So the key challenges here is mostly skill pool. We are forced to either train, which is a good thing, some hands to work with us, to give us this standard. And in some rare occasions, we're forced also to bring hand workers from outside the state, which is not the best thing. So the first key challenge that we faced when we came in was the skills are available, but they don't have the capacity we really want. The second thing that I can say that we saw trying to come here was the access road. The access road was completely cut off at a point. And luckily, one of these days I was coming to see the place before taking the final decision to either invest or not. And they told me that they want to fix the culvert of the access road. And it's going to be a community effort. And by the grace of God, I was able to support the cause. And today, we have the culvert and the access road.
The major challenges we have now in real estate regarding tenant-landlord relationship is, let me say, first, the financial aspect. You have people occupy your property today, and then tomorrow you are increasing the rent by 100%. And because you feel that people are home in your facility, they cannot easily move out. You compare them to pay such humongous amount. And that is one issue. The major challenge I'm telling you about is the high increase in rent this thing. And again, the major challenge from the side of the tenants, for instance, in Makurdi now, people don't want to cut their cut according to their own sizes. Because I've made a million today, I feel that a room of a single room self-contained of 100,000 is not befitting on my standard, and then I go on acquiring a rented apartment for 500,000, and then tomorrow there is no 500,000 again. Renewing my rent is a challenge. So if you go to rent tribunal, these are the issues. People stay and then are not paying. There is no money. Take them anywhere. There is no money.
Benue State somehow is a low-income state per se. So most of the things they face is the rent, the rate. Most times a civil service state with minimal industries. It's basically business persons, individual hustling and stuff like that. The challenges of renting a place is actually fun. If a place is affordable, actually people can come in. Affordability is affordable, people can come in. But if the rent is on the high side, I don't think it is all for all.
Most times, the landlord just increase the rent without informing the tenants, and it's very difficult on us that we are living in those apartments. So that is a big one for we occupying these places. So if the landlords can beat down the prices, I think it will be better for us.
Beyond these challenges, investors in this sector are offering several services and opportunities to the public.
Talking about this facility, this is one of its kind around here. It's an apartment and suites where you have comfort that is similar to what you have at home, if not better than what you have at home. And we have 2 and 1 bedroom apartment, about 8 pieces of them in this facility. We are trying to bring something decent to add to what is already existing in the tourism sector of Benue State.
Benue State comes with unique facilities like you mentioned, features like you mentioned. And ours is not any different. It's only going to build even more on that. Now, in Benue here, we seek to provide smart homes. Most people not have come in contact with smart homes. And smart homes, you just feel that you should live that kind of life that you always going to Dubai to live or going to Lagos to live, meaning that your home can be automated, you sit elsewhere watching what's happening at home. Your home is wired in a way that it's working with artificial intelligence, which is one of the features that we're bringing to Benue. And we're also looking at different kind of housing units that are not normally or found here easily. Here you will find duplexes, you have normal condos. Do we even have condos here? I don't think so. So the bungalows. And now we're going to be doing a little different from that. So you see with time, you see the kind of housing that we bring, so unique. Now in our estates you have sewage control, good sewage control, security. Nobody can just barge into that estate to see you, that is your brother visiting